Greetings. We are not in the lab. We're not in the lab. We're in Justice League headquarters. And we have with us Savannah Hurricanes and Quad E. Again, this is Rontel that we said everyone share. But I got to say something. I got to start it out because y'all know how we do. I would have said I bless, we bless, una bless. I would say that. But we got some problems here this evening, right now, because again, Savannah Hurricane, okay, but Quad E, I ain't know right now. So we're going to go forward. So we're glad to have y'all and introduce yourselves, let the people know who you are. And we might have to mute one of them as points, and then I think the other one going to chime in and help the other one. So we might be muting both of them, and I might be the only one talking on the show. So again, forward. Glad to have y'all with us. Yes.
Doc, it's always good, man. Your energy is so infectious, man. I appreciate everything about you. More importantly, what you bring to Savannah. It is so genuine, man. And your reputation precedes you, man. You put your heart and soul in everything that you do. For the audience, I'm Lindsey Streeter, the owner of the Savannah Hurricanes pro basketball team. We operate here in Savannah and the Low Country, man. And going into our third season, we've had two extremely successful seasons thus far, reaching one game from the championship last year. We put together an all-star team this year coming up that's due to hit the courts on 2 November. We're going to tip off in an all-white game. There'll be more information available on that on our Instagram page. But we got a few things coming up with that team. They're practicing right now. On the 21st of September, they're going to do a photo shoot. We're going to reveal the team, and then we're going to do a signing day closer to the end of this month where we're going to sign our newest players to the team. And then we got a media day coming up on the 5th of October, the afternoon of the 5th of October. The guys are going to get together and shoot a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. And we're just trying to make ourselves relevant in the community, man. We got a lot of things coming up. We want to take advantage of some of the momentum we built over the last 2 years and the partnerships we forged within the community. We've already jumped out there and did some back to school stuff, helping welcome our kids back into the schools. We're big on schools, and we've adopted a couple of them. We had a partnership we're excited about with Beach High School. We're going to bring their band into the game. Right now, their band's hurting with membership, and they reached out and asked us to bring some attention to their band. So we want to bring their band to the game. We want to get a battle of the bands going. Maybe invite another school in, and at halftime they can battle one another. But we just want to highlight that program and what those kids are doing. Richmond Hill High School just reached out to us, one county over, and they've asked us to help them to raise some funds with their kids that are aspiring clinicians. And so they're trying to get to Atlanta. It's an expensive trip. And so we're going to probably go in and play a game against their faculty and basketball team combined to play us and help them to raise some funds, man. We really want to position ourselves that way, Doc, in the community as you can utilize our platform to help highlight and amplify yours. So we want to do that. And we've demonstrated that with a deepening partnership over at Jenkins High and their DECA program. Those kids, they've demonstrated the fact that they want to go into hospitality or they want to serve others. And they work out courtside for us at the game. Those are the kids that are shuttling food back and forth to our courtside guests, man. They absolutely love it. The kids are able to make a little pocket change while they're doing it. And it really enhances our game time experience. And they reached back out to us this year. They've stood up a sports broadcasting department at the school. And so we're going to give them an opportunity to gain some real world experience by letting those kids come into our games and cover our games when it's sports broadcasting, to support the sports broadcasting curriculum that they have, and gain some real world experience doing that. The YMCA has reached out, man. We do an ongoing deed with them where we go down into the underserved communities, and we donate and set up beds in people's houses that don't have beds, and we're real proud of that partnership. It's extremely rewarding for our players to be able to do that. But well, all the partnerships that we have, I tell you, there's one that's really near and dear to our hearts, and that's this one with Quad E, and I'm going to pitch it over to Dr. Cherie Singh Bryant so she can elaborate on Quad E and what it is that Quad E does. But this is our healthcare nonprofit that was our first partner in this thing with the hurricanes, and they make us proud each and every day, Doc. And so, Dr. Cherie, I will shut up and let you talk a little bit.
All right. So, Jamal, that's a feat to get him to stop so somebody else can talk. So, I am Dr. Cherie Singh Bryant. I'm a clinical pharmacist. Been serving the Fort Stewart community in my day job for over 15 years, working on the hospital base. As for Quad E, I was the right hand for the former Marianne Streeter, who formed the group from a vision. It was birthed out of her 20-year battle with breast cancer. And from it, she decided, God gave her a vision and she was going to run with it. So we've been in existence since 2014. 4 E's being engage. And we're able to do that because we are a mobile nonprofit. We don't have an office. We go to the people. I don't know if you have any idea of the statistics of Georgia, but we're basically, in terms of health, like I equate it to, like a desert. There's so many health things lacking in Georgia, so many things that we miss. So making us mobile, we've been from Statesboro all the way down to Glynn County, wherever we can make it to in 2.5 hours, we're willing to go. So we go out to engage. We've done, all you need is to have a solid location, and we'll put on an entire health fair to include screenings, topics that you want. We cater it to the population. Because, we can talk about things all day long, but if that's not what's catered to your population, like what affects young men is not the same as what affects older men, right? So we are very focused on impact. So we tailor our education and all of this. I mean, we're blessed to be 3 educated people on this call, but through education comes empowerment. That's how you're able to make better decisions. That's how you're able to sift through the red tape and figure out how do we move forward for myself and my family, right? So the third E is empower. And through this, the goal is to eradicate preventable diseases and complications, okay? Because healthcare education, healthcare literacy forms the foundation of major healthcare decisions. And in our current healthcare system, that it's really, if I may speak freely, broken at this point. We really have to pay more attention to how we make decisions, how we advocate for ourselves. So that's a big part of what Quad E does as well. We really teach, educate, and help. We also directly impact their health because we do free screenings. Quad E doesn't charge. We, however, gladly take donations. We never charge for our services. So we go in and we do free screenings. We are a group with nutritionists, diabetic educators, family practice physicians, nurse practitioners. Mental health is a big part of our process. Our director, Dr. Hazel White Wilson, is our mental health director. We also have various specialties that can impact our outreach and tailor, and we really kind of tweak wherever we go.
Okay. All right. So what happened? Y'all know Brother Lindsay Streeter. He's no stranger to our Black media. And so he and the president have had conversations. That's the president of our Black media, that's Julius Hall. But what has happened, I'm listening to some information, which one thing now, Brother Streeter did say something. The best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia is Herschel V. Jenkins High School, HVJ, 1800 Eastern Avenue. That's the best school. He did put it on out there, let y'all know. That's why they partnered with them. But then also now at the Hurricanes game, they're going to have them there. So Ebony Sports Reporter should be there also. But guess what? The president and Lindsay Streeter did not have any conversation about any of that. That's why I had to go through this. But then also what I was going to do before he didn't turn it over to Dr. Cherie Singh Bryant, that I was going to say, because we want our people to connect with you. We don't know who are you. That's why I was going to ask, who are you? But then also elaborate. So now we're going to do it. So Dr. Singh Bryant, who are you?
I am a Jamaican. Born in Jamaica. I'm an immigrant, came to the United States on a student visa, got my doctorate before I was 26 years old, and have been working here since 2004. I am a mother with 2 special needs kids who are awesome. I'm listening to him, about the marching band, just to kind of, my son is in the marching band. He's a trumpet player. So just blessed to be here, married to a retired soldier. And I have been a pharmacist for about 25 years.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to do this with you, Dr. Singh Bryant. So I'm going to ask you, what is the best high school in the state of Georgia? Please get the answer correct. Please get the answer correct. We are listening. Everybody's looking. The 506 people, 564 people looking. Everybody wants you to get the answer correct. Everyone, if you don't get it correct, you might have some problems. But we want to get what's the best high school?
I don't know how to answer that. My son goes to Richmond Hill High School. I'm just saying. So I don't know. My son goes to Richmond Hill High School. I'm just I apologize. I may be in the wrong county. But that's.
We don't care about the Wildcats like that. We don't care about the Wildcats. We don't care about the. See, that's why I was telling you. That's why I had to get some stuff out in the very beginning. See, because again, she got it incorrect. She want to go to Richmond to black and yellow, black and gold, whatever she want. We not talking about that right now, And to Zimbalati, Chris Zimbalati, I love you. I love you. I love what you're doing. That's why my family 24/17, the factory. But everybody know HVJ. But again, you got it incorrect. But we're gonna move on to something else right now because we got.
I apologize. All I have in my closet is Wildcats and Hurricanes. I have no idea outside of that.
God put it in your head. The Most High put it in your head for you to have an understanding. So, but we're gonna go to this right here. We're gonna go to this right here. October 5th. There's a Men's Health Summit at the Frank Collins Boys and Girls Club, October 5th. That's Saturday, October 5th at 10 a.m. Frank Collins Boys and Girls Club. And guess what? It is free. It is a free event that's going on starting at 10 o'clock, and it will go how long, and give some details with regards to that. So we throw it out to you all with that.
We're gonna start off at 10 that morning, and we're gonna be out of there by just about 1 o'clock that afternoon. And we want men ages 21 and up to join us. Excuse me.
That's you.
Okay, so just a reminder: registration is required.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm just going to say, Brother Lindsay Streeter, you know what's happening because you're around Jamaicans. That's what's going on. Who gave the wrong information? Who gave the wrong information? That's God hitting you right now. That's because they gave the wrong information in the best high school. But okay, rewind. I'll let you go back.
Thank you. I'm going to blame him. He did not prep me for the right answer ahead of time. He did not.
Okay.
I'm going to blame him. All right. So we do ask that everybody register because we will be providing, goodie bags and lunch and all of that for the crowd. Men's health is a big part of what we do, because as we look around, as culture changes and we see more active fathers, like, it does really good actually to see it, and now we have to teach them to be healthier. So the whole concept of the Men's Health Summit was something just for men, and we really wanted to impact the top causes of death in men. So the topics are going to include heart disease, we're going to include cancer. Prostate cancer actually is the leading cancer in men. We're going to do screenings. We're going to have real talk. We have a mental health professional who is going to be there, Mr. Dexter Newby. And he's going to have small group sessions because, we take it for granted. You guys present as Superman, you're Batman, you have to tell me what you are, because I don't want to get another comment wrong.
He's alpha man. He's alpha man. Yeah, they do that. They're all tough.
I'm a spirit. I'm a spirit. The spirit. Everybody know the spirit is fine. The spirit is fine. Yes.
And what we find is that depression and suicide is actually rising in men. Statistically, it's huge from boys up to age 65 and over. However, the dilemma is it goes undiagnosed for longer because of the stigma associated with it. So that's why we're putting mental health, we're putting heart disease, we're putting real talk. We're going to talk about erectile dysfunction, one whole session just for that, so that we can go into the causes and figure out, underlying factors and just really educate our men, something tailored for them. We partner with the Savannah Hurricanes. The first thing he has said, he wants no estrogen in the room where the men are having their meetings. So he's taking it very serious. We're just supposed to keep everything going, but not be seen. So we really want to make the men comfortable, actually, so that they can freely talk.
Yeah, we found that when you get into these sensitive conversations, Doc educated me. We get in a small group session and get that trust going. We can really get two-way communication going. So we want the men to feel comfortable and have these really, really deep conversations around what's really bothering us. And Dr. St. Brian made me smart about something that I didn't really realize, is that you have men walking around with symptoms of ED that are other reasons that have caused it. But instead of finding the root cause, they begin to medicate and share medication between one another without a doctor being involved, and things like that are taking place, man. So we want to have those conversations and talk about how dangerous that can be.
And we're going to come back. We're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back, and we said to everyone out looking at the show, we say share. We had Dr. Cherie St. Bryant and Brother Lindsay Streeter, owner of the Savannah Hurricanes, and Dr. St. Bryant is a pharmacist here in the Hinesville, Liberty County area. But this is Ron Tell That. We'll be right back. We're going to go to a break right now. We'll be right back.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
And we're back. This is Ron Tell That, and we have with us Dr. Cherie Singh Bryant and Brother Lindsey Streeter. And so we're going to get further into the conversation, what we were ending with it. But I also have to share with you all this. Please support all our supporters. That is Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm, offices in Atlanta, Savannah, and Statesboro. One Price Cleaners located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80. Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Jr. Boulevard. Shep's Food and Gas at Styles and Gwinnett Streets in Savannah. Don't ride by, stop by. But we're going to elaborate further with regards to having this conversation, that men having conversation with men and young men having conversation with young men right there all together. Because I had someone talk to me this morning that one of their relatives, a male, he's in the hospital now. His blood pressure was 200 and something over 114. And in fact, said that he basically experienced blindness in one eye. And so, and even when they were sharing this with me this morning, I was saying to myself that there had to be signs out there. There had to be signs that were right there. But we often ignore the signs because we got other things we got to do. We can prioritize other things. And say, I'm not, and people know me, I might try to do the things that I need to do to maintain myself. But I too also will go and say, hey, I got to take care of this right here. And so this is why I think it's important. And that's what Brother Streeter, when you discussed this about men sitting down and not having the conversations, that we delve a little bit more with regards to that, why that is essential and why that's key.
Yeah, I believe there's so many psychological barriers to us being able to get to this real point of having a conversation. And I know from doing this in smaller group sessions where we had a men's breakout, that we just found that it was way more effective communication if we could get in an all male setting and then table or couch subjects that we knew we were all dealing with or knew someone that was dealing with. But then be able to just really have a down and dirty and outright conversation that can get us to an expected end, Doc. So I know that my partners over at Quad E, they all have unique skill sets and expertise, but when they come together as a collaborative team, and they can really form a powerful punch. And so Doc's always armed with facts and figures, and she allows data to drive Quad E and where it's going to go. One of the best things, I think one of the best attributes, she mentioned it in the opening, was that she's able to guide this group and tailor messaging for specific communications. What we're real proud of is that we just finished 2 sessions with Cameroon. We're international now. So Quad E has a church there in Cameroon that it's supporting, had over 200 people on a podcast. And we were really able to tailor a program about their eating and their nutritional habits and some of the diseases that's plaguing them and why it's important that they get vaccinations. They're extremely behind on the vaccination table. And they're suffering from diseases that we've heard about as a rumor here in America now. They're still suffering from those diseases because they're so far behind in the vaccination cycle. So we were able to help them with some information there. There's vaccines going there, and we don't want them to be fearful. I have the stigmatism associated with it. When you first introduce vaccinations to a country, of course, people are skeptical, and that's where they are in this process. So really good about tailoring information for specific audiences. And what Doc has done regarding what we want to do at the Men's Health Summit on the 5th of October is she's done just that. She's looked at who the demographic is. We're talking African-American men, ages 21 to probably 60 years old, that'll be in that room. And then she took data and she's able to look at, mine down through that data and figure out what are the most important topics regarding this particular group. And then she lets that data drive what this summit's going to be all about.
So actually, your example is a everyday example. Although I'm a pharmacist, I'm something that's called an ambulatory care pharmacist. So I don't actually work in the hospital, in the pharmacy. I work in the clinic. I'm a diabetic educator. I'm an ambulatory care certified. And I do chronic disease management. So like that blood pressure that you talked about. I've seen that many, many, many times. And because I deal with the veteran population, the active duty population, the spouse population, luckily for that population, access to insurance is not an issue. However, compliance and self-care is a huge issue. You've been with this area long enough, about the veteran statistics. It's not very good. And ED, I mean, a lot of times they start taking blood pressure, but nobody kind of took the time. Education is a big part of how I manage the patient, not just with meds, but just letting them know, look, you're gonna feel your blood pressure drop. Let me know the side effects you have. Don't stop taking it. Men are not big at telling the whole story. Sometimes I have to do simple math. You are not taking it every day if you failed 30 pills 4 months ago. Like, there's no math that works out like that. Then I'm able to say what the issue is. We'll actually have a pharmacist at the summit to help bring out some of that things, because ignoring a condition like high blood pressure doesn't make it go away. We still have to treat it. I want to commend you for making that comment about, you still have to take care of business. When it comes to ED, for example, that's a big concern with men, but what came first, the chicken or the egg? If you have hypertension for years, you've damaged the nerves, you've damaged the vessels, and until we can help to treat that, nothing's going to work. Mental health, we kind of have to differentiate what's happening, because when it's happening one way, it's actually mental, versus when it's happening the other way, then that's when the blue pill works. Getting down to that nitty-gritty and understanding that you have to treat the underlying condition. Hypertension is not called a silent killer for no reason, and at that stage, you don't feel it. By that stage, your body has gotten used to those numbers so much. That's become your new normal. And now kind of have to gradually take it down to where it's a healthy normal.
Absolutely, because just like one of the things that people go like throw out and say that diabetes run in my family, that is like it's a genetic thing tied to diabetes. Not looking at that is also a lifestyle that some situations can have with regards to lifestyle. But we're going to think about that, and then when we look at people with regards to the amputations that occur, and we look at some of the most egregious procedures being done with regard to African Americans. And so, again, there were studies that were done that came out back in about approximately 2015, that they said it didn't matter whether the African American was wealthy or not. That, again, that sometimes the medical care was a bit more egregious what they were receiving. But then I tell folks, but you know who plays a role with regards to some of that? You play a role with regards to some of that. You play a role with regards to some of your health maintenance. Of course, you need the people who give you the guidance, that is the physicians, the PAs, and everyone else that can go and give you some guidance. That pharmacists, when you begin to talk to you about someone, they give you some guidance for you to use that. And when you said that, Dr. St. Brian, that compliance, that sometimes the information is given for you to comply, but then we go, bam, I know someone that he, travel the world. People see him. You got videos of him on shows around the entire world. But then he has high blood pressure pills that he's going to be taking that he throws out the window. Say, I don't want to take these things. And so eventually what happened, he then has a stroke and he passes away. So everybody's now trying to figure out what happened. And some of us saying here in Savannah, like, yo, he used to throw the pills out the window. So when you talk about that compliance, and so that tells you. So that's what, again, I thought when you said that compliance, why compliance is important with regard to health maintenance. Because now we talk about health maintenance. We're not talking prevention. We're about health maintenance and health elevation. That's what we should be about. So Dr. St. Brian, anything you want to share about that, why compliance is so crucial?
Absolutely. And let me just come, because you know they hear pharmacists, they automatically think I'm a drug pusher. That's not the case. Sorry. I'm a big advocate of healthy eating now, not crazy diets, but healthy eating, exercise, healthy lifestyle changes. Why is that? Because the more you do, you raised a good point about family history. Having family history of diabetes doesn't mean you're going to get it, but it does mean we need to be more aware. I mean, I am a big teacher. When I have a new diabetic in front of me, you know what? Ice cream every day is not a food group. So teach the babies how to eat healthy. Change the diet for the whole house, you know? And then for a medication to be effective, just like let's compare it to school. If you only go to school 60% of the time, are you going to finish school? Are you going to get the grades you need? Is it going to be effective? Similar concept to medication. If you're not taking it often, it's not going to be effective. Majority of medications require at least 80 to 85% adherence, you know, which is compliance, adherence, to be the most effective. Exceptions to that would be like HIV meds. Because of mutation, they require above 95% adherence. So we do need to take it every day. And I actually love the example you gave, because patients tell me all the time, but so-and-so, you know, was healthy and I don't know what happened to him. He just had a heart attack. And I say, 90% of the people, healthy people, don't have heart attacks. Okay. There is something going on there. And majority of times it was not addressed, or it was not addressed properly. Ye who does not go to the doctor does not know what's going on. Okay. I mean, even as children, as a culture, we don't do well with just yearly wellness visits with our children, with ourselves. You know, we have to be sick before we go to the doctor. And a lot of times, a lot of these chronic conditions, you don't feel them. You don't know they're there. You know, they didn't happen overnight.
And Doc, I think one of the good things that Dr. Sim Bryant does is she infuses testimonies within the presentation. So at the summit, which you'll find are actual people in the summit that have experienced these illnesses and have bounced back, and they're there to tell their story. So you're just not hearing doctors and clinicians tell you what you should be doing. You're actually hearing from actual men that have maybe had a heart attack or maybe have gone through prostate cancer, and then the changes that they made as a result of getting those diagnoses and how they were able to overcome them. And I think what Kwadi does a great job of is squelching the narrative that it runs in my family, because if you know it's in your family, then now you're empowered, right, with the information you need to then make the lifestyle change so that you don't go down the same path your granddad did. So if you know you're kind of predestined through some sort of your genealogy, and you allow the same thing to just consume you, then it's probably on you. So they do a great job of pointing those things out and letting you know that just because someone's telling you this is in your family doesn't mean you just got to roll over and take it. You can get ahead of it. So I think that's one of the most powerful pieces that Kwadi brings to the table.
And just to add to that, actually, mental health is a huge platform to push. And Dr. Jamal, that our people will struggle with mental health, right? I'm coming from a country where they tie to your religion. If you're depressed, that means you need the Holy Spirit. Like, that's how I grew up. You need to spend time at the altar. And many people, it's just overwhelming to know that it's in your family. And because as a culture back in the day, we had so much non-adherence, non-compliance. So when you found out somebody was diabetic, when did you find out? When they lost their leg. Oh, he's diabetic and it's amputated. Oh, he's on dialysis. Oh my God, he's blind and he was just diagnosed with diabetes. Missing that whole piece that he's probably been undiagnosed for about 5-6 years. So it is a depressing disease. Diabetes actually does carry a higher rate of depression as a condition. So for many people, they just look on it like almost like a death sentence, if I'm going to be honest. I've had patients when I have to break the news that they're diabetic, they literally break down in my office. Like, I title my office a judgment-free zone so that they can have their moment and I can show them, okay, you know what? Many people are living healthily with diabetes. I mean, nowadays, even in social media, we can point out diabetics who are living healthy lives as diabetics, So all of that being said, that's why we try as much as possible where we can empower the whole person. We have those conversations about mental health. You know what? You go to the doctor for your body. Nothing wrong with going to the doctor for your mind, because it all needs to work together for the whole man.
And with regards to this event, it is one that is holistic, because that's what it has to be about. That when we look at us as a person, as individuals, as human beings, that is holistic. That it is spiritual, it is emotional, it is mental, it is physical. So again, all that comes into play with regards to your well-being, and that people can register at Eventbrite, correct? I put it up there, Eventbrite, and it's the Men's Summit tickets, Quad E, and the Savannah Hurricanes. And so, again, I just want to put that out there. If y'all want to add any additional information for the people who are looking at this, because and then Mark Hale or Holly, he went and said hey to Mr. Streeter. He had to make sure he had to say hey, Mr. Streeter. But again, any information I want to tell how the folks can get in touch with you all regarding this, any information on how they can contact you all about this.
Yeah, we're on Instagram and Facebook. And just to be clear, this is a Hurricanes supported and sponsored event, but Quad E's in the lead. We know nothing about medicine. What I'm asking Dr. Singh Bryant and her team to do is to make our men real smart, real healthy, and capable to be at our games this season. So we need them. We need that blood pressure right. So they can come to the game it's a totally free event. We're gonna eat some food. We're gonna learn some things. We're gonna fellowship a little bit. A little bit of networking is gonna go on. We're gonna show everybody the new gym floor that's down at the Frank Callan Boys and Girls Club, and the monies that went into there. Mark Lindsay's doing a great job in the community there, so we're going to bring a little attention there. Then we're going to get out of there, and hopefully we're going to change some lives of some of the men that have the opportunity to encounter Quad E and this great list of partners and these panels that they're going to put together.
All right. And we're going to go to another break right now, but I must let you all know it does run in my family. It does run in my family to go to HVJ. It runs in my family. Though some of y'all looking at the show, y'all going to try to say no. Two of your nephews went to AEB, went to Beach High School. You're going to say your daughter went to Beach High School. You're going to say your brother went to Beach High School. I don't care about them, and my cousin, I don't care about them. I'm talking about me and my sister went to HVJ. That's what matters. That runs in my family, okay? Yeah. So we're gonna go to a break. And guess what? Just because I had a relative went to Richmond Hill, that don't mean nothing. So again, we shut that all down. So I'm just like, again, that don't mean nothing.
You didn't prepare me properly for this interview.
You did
not prepare me.
There's no preparing for him.
You could at least tell me which high school to say.
He's going either way. You're wrong. He's going to say one. High school.
Well, next time we're going to have her back on, because we're going to have you back on, because the stuff I'm hearing, that information I'm hearing, it is crucial, especially when it's mobile. It's mobile, because there's some things that we need to be doing in general and bringing Quad E on board. That's what I gotta say.
We need to put that blood pressure cuff on Julius Hall. That's what we need to do. He need to have his arm squeezed. Saturday the 5th, we squeezing his arm with a blood pressure.
Yes. And I want to squeeze it myself. I'm gonna squeeze it myself. I'm gonna get some myself. We're gonna go to a break. We're gonna come right back and continue this conversation, because we're gonna squeeze Julius Hall almost to death.
Oh, I mean, my friend, your Savannah homeboy, Clarence Thomas, made sure that I don't go to prison.
So Julius is in there talking to Trump. Ooh, I'm telling.
We are back. This is Run Tell That. We say everyone share, share, share. And to my brother Jack Siles, glad to have you here. Jack is one of the people who maintains a healthy lifestyle also. And again, he's a great warrior. As he said, warrior nation, warrior nation. So Dr. Singh Bryant, guess what? You now understand. So you ain't got to worry about next time you come, you're going to have the answer correct. Because just to let you all know, some people know this right here. God is the first alumnus of HVJ. God is the alumnus of HVJ. That's why it's supposed to be called Heavens B. Jenkins High School. Heavens B. Jenkins High School. That's what it is. But we are back. And so we are back with Dr. Sheree Singh Bryant and Brother Lindsey Streeter, owner of Savannah Hurricanes, and Quad E, basically one of the babies, and operated by Dr. Singh Bryant. And glad to have them. They have an event that's happening October 5th here in Savannah. And it's a men's summit. Again, it's for the men. It's for the men. For us to have dialogue and have conversation. And just to give some background on some of this right here, coastal Georgia, going back to the 70s and the 80s, coastal Georgia was declared the stroke capital of the country. This was a stroke capital region right here. Hypertension, all that is going on. And so then we thinking that is supposed to be part of our lifestyle. That's what we're supposed to be dealing with. You know, and then later on, now let's go on down to, because y'all mentioned about Glenn County early, Glenn County, Liberty County, again, Chatham County, we have factories that are there, and we see fumes going all up in the air. And so then we have breathing issues also with regard to, and Dr. Singh Bryant talked about, we have children being affected, but children now become adults with regard to issues with regard to breathing, allergies, and all other stuff, all the conditions that, again, it makes for not a great quality of life. And so that's what this is about, quality of life, just being holistic and people not having any shame, that now they can go and have that conversation because it is essential. And so not that we are giving any medical advice and dialogue with, medical advice, but then just what are some of the things that just somebody looking at the show that when they think about the erectile dysfunction, the ED, when you said that, there might be some underlying issues, because you can go and Google it, you can go WebMD, you can see it, you can do the same thing, but some of us don't even go and do that. What are just some underlying, issues that are going on when somebody has ED that they just go and brush aside? They just think, no, it's just, I'm not going to say anything about it, but it might be some other issues that have happened that they need to get done. When I get done, so get checked out. So we throw that out to y'all.
All right. So one of the big things that comes out of our ease is empowerment. Empower our patients to be their own advocate, or empower our patients. Because what's happening now, you have 5 minutes with your doctor, like you go there for 2 hours and then he comes in for 5 minutes, right? So with that being said, I like to teach patients, what to look for. Okay, so when it comes to erectile dysfunction, it is an organ just like every other organ. It has blood vessels, it has nerves, all those things happening. So we look at something like hypertension, right? Heart disease. That's damaging your blood vessels. It needs blood, right? But if the blood vessels are having damage, blood is what carries nutrients. Everything goes into blood and it carries nutrients. So if the blood flow for some reason isn't going on well down there, because of diabetes, because of hypertension, both big. I compare them to a hose carrying water. You have a hose carrying water, right? the pressure, the pipe is on high. And when the pipe is on high, what happened? The hose is stiff, right? The hose is stiff and it's like you pick it up and it drop down, it's stiff. Now, diabetes is when there's too much sugar in the bloodstream, right? Too much glucose in the bloodstream. So now you have the high pressure hose and then the water going through this high pressure hose with things in it that's not supposed to be in it. Too much sugar, high cholesterol, huge, high cholesterol. A lot of patients love to tell me, oh, but I don't want to take cholesterol medicine. Okay, but your numbers is like 4 times where it is supposed to be. So let's not be a walking heart attack while we make these lifestyle changes, right? So then high cholesterol, typically I call it like the triple crown. They run together. So going through this hose, it's at high pressure. Then we have too much sugar. We have too much cholesterol. It's causing damage, right? BPH, enlarged prostate. As we get older, it either sags or gets larger. That's just life, right? So enlarged prostate is another one that affects it. But a big one that many men don't actually think about is mental health. If there is no desire, that's a mental issue, right? There's no pill that's going to fix that because that's a mental issue. And we have to address our mental health. Now, the desire is there, but the pipe not working properly, then that's physiological, where we can use a pill, we can use something to help that. But as someone who's been seeing men and women as a provider for over 15 years, let me tell you what, the men are just as stressed out. My male patients will come and tell me, you know, man, I did everything for these kids and they just cannot, like, because I'm blessed to be seeing many of my patients for many years. So, you know, they'll come in and they are just as stressed. It's just that they are less likely. Women are 100% more likely to go to the doctor and seek help than a man. 100%. Like, so you guys didn't even give us a number to compare it to, right? So there will be stress. I mean, I have patients who the kids struggling with drugs. Unfortunately, in the military population, that's a huge problem because of the dynamics of being a military family. And it's stressful to the fathers just as much as to the mothers. They are really worried. They are really stressed. They are really tired. But they are less likely to go and speak to somebody about it. But then when they get the manifestation of it, which is there's no desire, as Sir pointed out, which is so true, they are more likely to go talk to a friend to give them something or buy something off some website we don't know where it's coming from than to actually, okay, let me go to the doctor, let me go get a checkup, let me see what's going on, let me go and, you know, figure out how can I cope better with everything that's happening.
Excellent. Anything you want to add to this, Brother Streeter?
No, man. I'll tell you. It's a growing problem. I don't know why there's any reason that our Black men shouldn't be pushing up into their 70s, 80s, and 90s on a consistent basis. But all too often, they meet an earlier demise just because of some of the lifestyle changes and choices that changes they won't make, and the choices that they make. And you know, I've learned that bad decisions regarding health early in your life typically manifest themselves into something bad later on. So the earlier we can reach our population and educate them, the better the chances are that they have of surviving. And it's really startling when you look at the numbers. Doc shares sometimes with me. You can take a disease, the life cycle of a disease, and it'll kill our population faster than the next population, only because we won't go to the doctor or we don't have the same information that the next group of people has had regarding that sickness. So I mean, it's extremely important that first E, engaging and going to where they need to be. But that second one, man, is where I believe we have our biggest impact, is when we educate. And we do it in such a passionate way, this team does, and that people leave there wanting to make the change, and not all have the discipline to stick with it, but at least we feel good about the fact that we've imparted that knowledge and hopefully changed some lives and saved some lives. And we get the testimonials back. Some people have said, hey, I did what you said and I made this change, or they find us at an event only to show us their blood pressure results as a result of some lifestyle changes that they've made. And like Doc says, she writes a lot of prescriptions. She fills a lot of prescriptions, but she'd rather be taking them off the medication as a result of them making lifestyle changes. So that's kind of what Quad E's all about. And we're happy to be partners with them as Savannah Hurricanes, man. I'll tell you, it's like I said, it's one of our proudest partnerships we have. And we have over a dozen partnerships, but Quad E's our baby.
And I would say absolutely inspiring, absolutely. October 5th, the Frank County Boys and Girls Club, you will have Quad E, Savannah Hurricanes, putting on a men's health summit, again, from 10 o'clock to approximately 1. And so, again, they'll be at the Frank County Girls and Boys Club. That is on East Charleston Street in Savannah, Georgia. So we ask that you all be there. You can register at Eventbrite. Again, the 2024 Men's Health Summit. Again, tickets are right there. And it says
you got to register. You got to register. It's free. And we're capping out at about 60 slots. So they got to get registered for logistics, because we're going to feed them. So we need to know who's coming so we can get some food in them.
And we're actually wanting to make sure we can fix the groups, not too big where we won't accomplish what we want. That ability for men to talk. We're having a licensed counselor that he actually specializes in counseling. He's retired military, which relates to this population. He does addiction as a part of his process. We're having a primary care provider, 2 primary care providers, which is huge, So we want to be able to accommodate and plan accordingly. So that's why we beg you to register as soon as you can to get a spot.
And make sure that Brother Dexter Newby don't bring Sabrina Newby. Make sure that Sabrina Newby will not be coming. Make sure Brother Dexter will not bring Sabrina, because she'll cause some of our blood pressure to go up just naturally. She'll cause our blood pressure just to go up. Just. Even now I'm thinking about Sabrina. My pressure that went up. Oh Lord. Let me check my pulse. Oh God. Oh, okay. Let me calm. Woo. So
I'm not responsible for that. I'm not.
But I gotta do this right here, because some people. What type of food we gonna have? What type of food are we going to have?
We're gonna mix it up a little bit. We are partnered with Banana Burger. Bandana Burger. Bandana Burger is a new franchise in town. They're actually about to open their second location here in Savannah, and they're our newest partners, the Savannah Hurricanes. So they're going to provide us with some cheeseburgers, and then we're going to do a veggie burger option as well. We're going to have some chicken wings, and then we'll have a myriad of veggies and salads. So we're gonna mix a little bit of junk with a cheeseburger in there, but for the most part, we're gonna run pretty healthy.
I can't have a ham and cheese croissant.
You can't have a ham and cheese croissant. No, you can get some wings.
Veggie burger.
Yeah, we'll name it the Jenkins Burger.
I'm gonna have one. Just Jamal, you make sure go on and register today, because you're getting your Jenkins.
All right. Whoa. Wow. So Dr. Singh Bryant, she done got to the floor run, tell that she gonna bully me right now. That's why I don't want Sabrina there. So wow. Have her and Sabrina. Oh wow. Everybody gonna run little Jamal. Oh my God. You know, oh wow,
They running little Jamal.
wow. So we are winding up on Run Tell That. And wow, this is the health summit that'll be on October 5th at the Frank County Boys and Girls Club on East Charleston Street. We're going to give y'all the last words, the last 2 minutes of words here. Any words that y'all want to share with the people, any insight, other things, and how they can get in touch with you. And so some people are probably saying, Jamal, you know, you used to have Coach Sam Carter on talking about health. And so now they might on someone try to say, y'all, why don't you get Dr. St. Brian to come back and so she could be the person doing a monthly like that? I don't know, because she's trying to run me right now. I mean,
I'm sorry, that's the Jamaican in me, Jamal. You have to work.
Yeah, I was about to say St. Anne's Bay behavior right now. St. Anne's Bay. Oh Lord, Nanny in the Maroons. Okay.
I'm Kingston, born under the clock. I'm a Kingston girl.
Oh, no. Ooh, what you got? I'm not from St. Anne's Bay. Leave that alone now. But so we give you all last 2 minutes to share words. Actually, excuse me, the producer going to say a minute and a half at the most, minute and a half words right now.
Hey, no, we just want to thank you guys for lending your platform in support of ours. We look for ways of partnering in the community, man. We just want to make a difference here in Savannah. If you know, 2 years ago, Savannah Hurricanes wrote a love letter to the city of Savannah, pledging to be a part of the very fabric of the community and to make a difference in here. We're going to play basketball, but more importantly, we want to impact lives. And these sorts of partnerships, like with Quad E, allows us to extend our influence and to really reach down and meet people where they are, man. And so we ask that you come out and let us love on you, let us impart this knowledge to you, and just spread the word about Quad E.
All right. We appreciate you. We had Dr. Cherie St. Bryant, Brother Lindsey Streeter. And again, the event is October 5th at 10 a.m. It gets started, and at the Frank County Boys and Girls Club, a Men's Health Summit. And it is crucial. This has been an inspiring show. And so I'm sure that you're all inspired out there. And we say we expect to see the men right there. And to the wives, girlfriends, sisters, mothers, tell your men to be there too. And they also have gift packages.
They getting goodie bags.
And I'll make sure I get my goodie bag, since I need to go ahead and register right now based on what Dr. St. Brian said. So I'm gonna make sure, because I ain't gonna have a talk about me. We ain't crack a cheat on me like that. So again, just Run Tell That. We are signing out. See y'all next week.
You get Mr. Hall to register too.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too. I'll tell him too. And so we say share, and check out all the shows on the Owl Black Media. And so now the route will be coming up at 7:05. Appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Welcome.
Like this.